Hello my friends and welcome back. So today I will be doing, I'm not sure how exactly you call this, but basically when you do half face high-end and half face drugstore affordable makeup. I was looking into my makeup collection this morning and I tried to find similar things from, my high-end portion of my makeup collection and from the drugstore affordable portion. And I found some really good items that in my mind are very similar, but when you apply something on your face, because of the skin tone, the product can look different, but I hope these are good dupes. And I actually have a lot of products from high-end and from drugstore affordable side that I love, that I included today in this video. And also I wanted to mention that I do have, you will see something shiny in here and in here. I have two blusters because I have some blemishes there, those really painful, like inside the skin kind of blemishes, and yeah, I try to calm them a little. Okay, so I will start with using a concealer on my eyes as a eyeshadow base correction of my discoloration on my eyelid. For the high end I will use Tarte Shape Tape and I will use the Wet n Wild for the drugstore affordable side. And I will just dot a little bit on my eyes. These are actually pretty similar in terms of consistency, longevity, the texture itself, it's really similar. And also these are both higher coverage concealers. Now the thing with these, I'm not a fan of either of these because they are a bit more on the heavy side. I guess with these you just need to know how much you need to apply. Because if you apply too much, they will look very makeup-y on the face, very fake. So my preferred method of using these is I like just to dot, like to have, I don't know, 2-3 dots, and then I spread, all over. And now I will apply creamy matte color all over the eyelid, and I will take this MUFE Burning Embers palette. And I will take this shade in here, and for the high end I will take Fresh from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and you can see in here these are pretty similar. And I will use my Hakuhodo J5523 brush, and I will apply this on the high end portion. Fresh eyeshadow from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Anastasia Beverly Hills matte shadows are some of my favorite mattes. And then with another Hakuhodo J5523, I will take the creamy color from the MUFE palette. I actually really like this palette as well. The difference between these mattes, the Anastasia Beverly Hills one is definitely more, it's that creamy matte texture. It's not as dry as the MUFE one. And also it's a bit more pigmented, but I mean for the price for the MUFE palette, these are still amazing. Okay, now moving on to the transition shade, we'll take Buon Fresco. This is from the Modern Renaissance palette. And for the affordable side, I will take this shade from the MUFE palette. Okay, and I will take a little bit of Buon Fresco on my Hakuhodo J5522 brush. And I will pack this into the crease. Okay, and now for the other eye, I will take another Hakuhodo J5522. It's good that I have doubles in these. And I will apply this on the other eye. And for me, these look very similar. This like mauve, very lila, cool toned kind of shade. Okay, now with Zoeva 225 Luxe Eye Blender, this is how it looks like. I will take more of these both eyeshadows and I will try to pack these more into the crease. I find this brush is just amazing for that, and I really like to do this lately to have more of that transition shade and try to blend it while you are packing it. So try to blend it at the same time because it will be easier in the future to blend everything with the brow bone. And now blending with, again, our Hakuhodo J5523 brush, and for the high-end side, the ABH brush, and for the affordable side, MUA, that's creamy color. Okay, now moving on to the next shade, I will take Cyprus Amber. So this shade again from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And for the affordable side, from the e.l.f. Matte for Matte palette, I will take this shade, so like a dark brown shade. And there is a slight difference in these two shades. Cyprus Amber is a bit more warmer than the one from the e.l.f. with the same 225 brush that I used for the crease earlier. I will pack this in here. Immediately I will blend it with a bit more of Fresh from ABH. Okay, now taking dark brown from the e.l.f. palette. This is a bit more dry in the consistency. However, I really like this palette actually. I think it's a good, affordable matte palette. And you will see, because this creamy color is on the neutral side, it's not super warm, super cool. The brown, when you blend this color in the crease, it's a bit more ashy, not exactly that true brown that we apply. Moving on to the lid, I will take, I think this is Cool Bronze from the Natasha Denona palette number 4. So this is how it looks like. It's definitely like a cool bronzy shade. Okay, I tried to wipe off all that. And I will take this shade for the affordable side, again from the MUA palette. And here are the shades together. I think these are quite similar. Now with these two shades, the Natasha Denona definitely more pigmented, definitely more creamy. The MUA palette, I mean the shade from the MUA palette is quite creamy as well, but it's not as intense. However, if you pack it really well, if you wet the brush or apply it with a finger, and I will try to apply more of that Cyprus Amber in here and blend it really well with the shade. Okay, and now I will apply the MUA shade. Yeah, these are very similar. Again, blend it a little bit with the darkest shade, that brown shade from the matte palette of the Change of Plans. I applied this goldy color all over the eyelid because I didn't like exactly how the brown looked in the eyeliner, and I will use Inglot 77, which is a classic black, and Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Liner, again in black. And I'm using a Hakuhodo brush again. I have 2 of these eyeliner brushes. I'm not sure, I think this has, I don't remember exactly the name of this brush. Okay, so I had to make the lines a bit more thicker because I feel like this liner, this thicker line, suits this makeup look. The difference between these two, Inglot sets faster and it's black. To compare these two, I prefer more the Inglot one because first of all, it sets faster. This one, you can still see that it's quite wet on my eyes still. So if you have like hooded eyes, if you always get that transfer of the eyeliner to your crease area, or you know, auto transfer, this is probably not for you because you need a lot of time. You need to wait a lot of time for this. Also, the Inglot one is blacker, and you can see that strong matte black. This one you need to wait until it sets, and still when you apply just one layer, this one is blacker than this. Okay, now I will apply mascara. By the way, I applied a little bit of my Soap & Glory Archery Precision brow pen because I don't have an eyebrow pen like a high-end one, and this is my favorite one, so yeah, I will use only. And for mascara, Makeup Forever Smoky Lash, and I love Extreme from Estee. I actually really love this mascara. And now I will use I Love Extreme for the other eye. This is actually the second time I'm using this. And I decided to get this one, to use this one today because it's quite volumizing as well, not as much as the Makeup Forever one. One thing that I don't like about this is the brush. It's so big, but not with a lot of bristles. It is one of those like silicone brushes, but because of all this space like in between these bristles, it applies too much product, so your lashes can be a bit clumpy at the end. Okay, now moving on to my foundation, Power Fabric from Giorgio Armani, and the Ordinary Coverage Foundation. Yeah, I know I have these blemishes in this part, and I have only this tiny one in this part, so it's not completely fit. And I will actually use this Real Techniques beauty sponge because I don't know where is my beauty blender. So I will try to use one side for the Ordinary foundation and one side for the Giorgio Armani. Now I will apply the Giorgio Armani one. And these both have a really good coverage. Also, you wanted to know if the Ordinary foundation, I told you that it breaks me out, the serum foundation, and yeah, I haven't noticed anything with the coverage foundation when I was using it. I have these just because, that time. The Ordinary one has more of that olivey undertone. This is in the shade number 2, Oh Yellow Gold. Okay, so that's it. I think they look okay. I don't think you will be able to see like a very big. The Giorgio Armani one is a bit more matte and has a medium coverage, good medium coverage. The Ordinary one has a medium plus coverage, and it's not completely matte. It's that semi dewy, semi matte. Now let's apply the concealer. Okay, now as a setting powder, I will use the YoungBlood High Definition Mineral Powder and the Innisfree No Sebum Mineral Powder, because this is only like drugstore powder they have, even though it's Korean drugstore, but it's still like fine. These are both pretty similar, the same, mineral powder, the translucent one. They set really nice the makeup, the foundation. I still prefer the Innisfree one because it's so cheap. And I'm using a Chico Hudo brush. This is the GSN 4. Now I'm just covering my blemish. So it's like a little mole, and this one as well. And I suggest you do the same thing if you have blemishes. You have like 1-2 blemishes, so it's not like as obvious, and especially because I do have some freckles in here as well. And then I like to press. Now for contouring, I will use my Dolce & Gabbana blush in tan and the NYX blush. And this is how they look like. Now of course, the Dolce & Gabbana one It has more brown in it. It's not as ashy mauvey in a way. Has a bit of mauve in it, but not as much as the NYX Taupe. But this is the only drugstore contour that I like, so yeah. Okay, now moving on to blush. I have the Rouge Rouge Delicata for the high end. Looks like this. And I have Essence Matte Touch Blush in Rose. Here are the shades. Delicata definitely has a bit more rose in it, but still they look very similar when I apply them on my face. I will use my Giorgio brush, my new baby. Oh my god, this buffs this blush so nicely. Okay, and now let's use Rose Me Up. And now the highlighter. I have Anastasia Starlight highlighter for the high end, and I have Essence the Metals in Vanilla Brilliance. So let's apply Starlight with this Zoeva 105 highlight brush from the Bamboo series. The Anastasia highlighter in Starlight is definitely, this has a bit of orange in it, a bit of pink in it, and the Essence one is very neutral. This one is quite shimmery. Okay, so this is the Essence one, and the other one is the Anastasia Hills. And now a bit of brow gel. This is Anastasia Hills Chocolate and the Archery Volume Boost Brow Filler Gel from Soap & Glory. Now on my eyes, underneath, I will use again Buon Fresco and the shade from the MUFE palette. This is the Giorgio brush. I think it's limited edition of strength. And now I will just blend these. And now I will apply a little bit of Cyprus Amber on the outer V of the lower lid to darken a little bit this, and the shade from the e.l.f. on the other eye. And now again I will blend these together, two shades. So for the waterline I will use the Inglot 68 gel liner and the Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil, Easy Glide and Waterproof. This definitely has a bit more yellow in it, I feel like. And now applying again mascara. Oh my god, I don't know how I will apply mascara with this big brush on the Essence. Look how much you get from the brush when you try to, remove all the excess. It picks up so much product. Okay. Okay, and now I will use Smoky Lash. Okay, now moving on to the lips. On my high-end side, I will use Lip Cheat Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury, and I will use Colourpop Aquarius in the affordable side. Okay, so as you can see, the colors are quite similar, and the formula as well, it's that waxy texture that I like. However, the Charlotte Tilbury one feels a bit more dry. So I still prefer the Colourpop ones because these are as well matte but a bit more creamy in the beginning when you work, you know, with the product. Now I will apply the Estee Lauder lipstick with Victoria Beckham Nude Spice and the Taupe from Colourpop, and applying it just lightly. You know, as you can see, these are not super similar, but I feel like the formula is quite similar. And Taupe is a bit more mauve-ish, cool-toned. Nude Spice is definitely a bit more like a neutral brownie, with a bit of pink. And now at the end, just to make this lip a bit more nude, I will just do like this. Okay guys, and this is the finished look. So high-end and affordable drugstore. Let me know what you think about this kind of videos and if you want more, because I definitely saw a couple, you know, a couple more dupes. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I will see you very soon with a new one, and bye!